have to have a few examples of one-time costs. Okay? One-time costs, all one-time costs are also, all closing costs are also one-time costs. So they're very close to each other, but sometimes there's a little nuance that you have to find out to distinguish them. It's because of these one-time costs that you need to save up an additional 2 to 4% of the purchase price. So how much? What's the minimum down payment we need, percentage-wise? Does anybody remember that? It's in one hand. How many fingers do you have in one hand? Yeah, 5%. So you need your 5% plus another 2 to 4% for all the extras that are going to come your way. So watch this, on a house of $350,000, 5% and another 4%, that's 9%. So if you find 9% of that, you need to save up about $31,500 to be safe, which is like, oh my goodness, right? That's why save up, guys. Save up ASAP. Some of the things that you can talk about for one-time costs, right, in general, is you can say a home inspection fee. That is what you, before you purchase a home, it's highly recommended that you have the house inspected by a professional building inspector. I know it's going to be a lot of money. It's going to be a couple $100. But you hire someone that is very knowledgeable, and they will go check the attic, the roof, the wiring. They will make sure the house is actually up to code, and they may even find flaws. They may even find, like, wait, did you know that there was a leak in the basement? There's water coming in the basement. And then you actually have now a legal right to back out of the agreement. Because technically, if you want to buy a house and you end up not buying it, they can sue you. The seller can sue you because they are like, wait a minute, we said no to all the other buyers because you said yes. You can back out now. That it's actually, they can sue you. But if you have a home inspection, if you have that in your proposal to purchase, in your offer, you say, I will buy the house if it passes the inspection. If it doesn't pass, then you get to, you have a way out. So I would strongly recommend you do that. There could be an appraisal fee. Sometimes when lending money, the lender must determine the value of the property. So let's say there's a house and you said it went for $300,000, but you really wanted it and you said $400,000. The bank will be like, wait a minute, is it even worth that much? So they'll send out a person to appraise it. It's basically a retired real estate agent that they send out. They work for the bank, okay? Mortgage application fee, that one I'm not too keen on. Land transfer tax, we talked about that one. That's a one-time expense. A survey certificate. A survey certificate and a property survey, they're very closely related. It provides you where buildings, fences, and other structures are situated on your property. So let's say you have a shed or you have a fence, okay, and the fence is not where it's supposed to be. This survey will figure that out. They'll find out, wait a minute, your fence goes right here, but technically it should be like 2 feet over here. You might be in trouble, actually. You might have to rip out the whole fence and move it. Okay? So doing a survey guarantees that you're not having that problem. Okay? Additional legal costs, lawyer fees, that one I would like you to highlight. Lawyer fees are definitely something you're going to have to pay when you're buying a house. Let's go over to 34. Sales tax, there's no sales tax when it comes to home buying. Interest adjustment, yes, You might have to pay that. This is why. There's a processing time required by the land titles office, okay? And until they haven't changed the name of the property over to you, there might be like a month that takes a month. And so you're gonna have to pay interest for that to the other owner, the previous owners. There's property tax adjustments. You know what? Can you just not use that one for one time? Because property taxes themselves are ongoing. But this adjustment that we just talked about is a one time. So if you want to use that, make sure you write down adjustment as well. Don't just say property tax. So you've been warned. Insurance adjustment, that one isn't that applicable here. Moving expenses, you can talk about that. Moving expenses. Any immediate repairs, decorating costs. I'm not going to talk about those because they're kind of up to you, right? If you want to do that. Now, these are all one-time costs for sure. Okay? Make sure you follow along. But some of these are also closing costs. These are like what happens when you're about to seal the deal. So, I will write down closing costs where it applies. Home inspection, appraisal fee, land transfer tax is definitely a closing cost. Survey certificate, and this is also closing for both of them. Lawyer fees is also a closing cost. Interest adjustment. Are we good? Interest adjustment and property tax adjustment, also a closing cost. Closing. Moving expenses is not a closing cost. It's not going to be something your lawyer will deal with. Okay? So that is everything for today, guys.